Start getting paid to sell products online. This is the best side hustle idea for professionals in 2025 and 2026, and really all time. Look, if you're a professional making solid money, but you're maxed out on your hours and want to build something that scales beyond your time, I'm going to show you how people are getting paid to move products on Amazon without creating anything themselves. I'm Pedro, and what I've discovered over the past 10 years that I've worked with professionals who've built 5 to 6 figure side businesses by buying products wholesale and reselling them on Amazon. Some are doing $50,000 to $100,000 a month in revenue. Some of them are doing $250,000 a month in revenue. And they're just working a few hours a week alongside their careers. So in this video, I'm gonna break down how Amazon wholesale actually works, why it's perfect for busy professionals with some capital to deploy, and the exact path to get started, even if you've never sold anything online before. By the end, you'll know if this model makes sense for you and your goals. So let's dive in. All right, so here's what most people misunderstand about making money on Amazon. They think you need to manufacture products, hold massive inventory, or become some kind of tech genius. None of that is true with the wholesale model. So let me break down what wholesale actually means and why professionals have such a massive advantage here. Point number 1, what Amazon wholesale actually is. Amazon wholesale is simple. You buy established brand name products in bulk directly from a manufacturer or authorized distributor, or even a brand, then resell the item on Amazon at a markup. You're not creating the product, you're not building brands, you're not dealing with manufacturing overseas. Here's how it works step by step. You find a product that's already selling well on Amazon. You contact the actual brand or authorized distributor. You negotiate wholesale pricing, usually anywhere between 30 and even 60% off of the retail price. You purchase the inventory and send it to Amazon's warehouses. This is FBA. Amazon handles storage, shipping, and customer service through that program. You collect the difference between your cost and your selling price after all of the fees, and it's still profitable. What makes this business perfect for professionals? Well, you're leveraging existing brands with proven demand. You're not gambling on unproven products. You're identifying what already sells and what's already working, and you get access to wholesale pricing. The barrier to entry isn't your time. It's really capital and credibility. If you're a professional with savings and business experience, you're already ahead of 90% of people trying to sell on Amazon. The biggest thing is most people that are professionals don't even think to start trying. And believe me, there's a lot of people way dumber than you making a ton of money off of this because they've been able to just get started. My second point is why professionals excel at this business model. And I've seen it a lot. I've seen it with engineers, I've seen it with supply chain professionals, I've even seen it with software engineers. Here's what most Amazon gurus won't tell you. Wholesale isn't for broke college kids. It rewards people with 3 specific advantages professionals already have. The first advantage is capital. You need some money to make this work. And by some money, I mean real money. Most successful wholesalers start with $10,000 to $15,000 at a minimum. Ideally, you want to have around $20,000 so you can build meaningful cash flow right away because you're buying inventory up front. And while it turns quickly, you still need working capital. So if you're earning a professional income and have savings, you can actually compete here. Legitimate brands don't want to open wholesale accounts to random people with Gmail addresses. They want to see a business license, a resale certificate, professional communication of some kind, and evidence that you're somewhat competent and that you know what you're doing. So your professional background already adds a ton of credibility, especially with your ability to communicate like a business person. In addition to this, you have established credit, and this opens doors in a way that leaves them closed for most amateurs already. The third advantage is systems thinking. You already understand how to optimize processes, analyze numbers, and make data-driven decisions. That's literally the whole game in wholesale. And it's what you do at work already. You're just making good business decisions. So finding profitable products isn't about gut feelings. It's about analyzing metrics, sales velocity, competition, and of course, the level of profit margin that there is. Of course, your ROI is gonna matter. And guess what? You already think this way in your career. You're probably managing teams, you're managing budgets, you have a lot more responsibility than just having a few conversations with suppliers. This is really a relationship game. Once you start building relationships and having conversations, there really is no stopping you. What you need to understand is that wholesale rewards intelligent analysis over hustle culture. You're not grinding 80-hour weeks. You're spending focused time on product research and building supplier relationships and optimizing your catalog. Then Amazon's delivery infrastructure, they're gonna do all of the heavy lifting. Think about how much leverage you have. You could literally get any product delivered anywhere in North America within 2 business days. That's insane. Point number 3. This is the actual path to getting started. Let me break down what starting actually looks like, because there's a lot of noise out there about Amazon selling. Step one is setting up business infrastructure. Really basic. You register your business entity, a corporation or an LLC, that's pretty standard. Get your resale certificate from your state or your tax ID, create your Amazon seller account. You'll need a professional one, not an individual one. Set up business banking and accounting systems. This takes about 10 days. Max. And it's mostly waiting for paperwork and approvals. So step two is product research. And this is where most people waste months. You're looking at products with specific characteristics. If you're doing wholesale, look for products that are selling anywhere between 50 and 300 times a month on Amazon. Look for established brands with distribution networks. They'll have different pricing architectures depending at what level you come in when you purchase. Competition levels that you can actually compete with. This is important. Don't go onto a listing that only sells 100 times a month and has 70 sellers on it. Check the competition levels before you actually start. Make sure that you can compete in it. There's software that you can use, software like Smart Scout, and I'll link it below, that shows you exactly how many competitors you've got, the buy box rotation. It shows you the number of sales that each of them is getting. So you have a lot of information that you're stepping into the game with. Make sure that the margin makes sense. For me, it's 17% net margin after all fees. When I work with that number, everything just flows. Now, remember, pricing on Amazon varies. It can go up and down. It's just like the stock market. But if you're operating with a base margin of 17%, even if it drops a point or two, it doesn't really matter because you're gonna get the sell through. And at certain times of the year, like for example in Q4, margin tends to go up in price because everyone raises their prices. So don't think for a second that Amazon is the best deal out there. Just that people order on Amazon due to convenience. Pick products that fit Amazon's FBA size and weight tiers efficiently. So you can look at tools like Keepa, you can look at Helium 10, you can look at Smart Scout. This will help you analyze quickly. You're not guessing, you're filtering through thousands, if not tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of products, and really building a funnel where you can just pick a few of them that will make sense, and you'll be able to find profitable opportunities this way. Step three is sourcing. This is where your professional background actually matters. You're reaching out to brands, distributors, you're presenting yourself as a legitimate business, negotiating terms, building relationships. This is where your ability to communicate professionally is going to shine, and your ability to understand business and the terms of business gives you an edge here that most people don't have. Now, here's the truth. Most brands won't approve you immediately. You'll get rejected, but that's normal. You're building a pipeline of 100 brand relationships, knowing that maybe 10 of them will get approved, at least initially. And as you prove yourself, more brands will open up, because then you can use the ones you've already secured as kind of like social proof that you're doing it for somebody else. So this is a business that can grow very quickly. You're literally 1 or 2 brands away from a $10,000 to $20,000 a month business if you just keep doing it. Once you're able to source these products, eventually your relationship with that supplier can become so solid that they will sell to you exclusively. And once you have that, really, you're the only vendor selling that product on Amazon. And if it's a popular product, that's how you get really wealthy. Step 4 is operations. Purchase orders, inventory management, shipping to Amazon FBA, and monitoring your metrics. This is how systems work. Once you have your first 25 products moving, you're really optimizing what's working and cutting what isn't. At this point, you'll want to get an automatic repricer, because this way, you can guarantee that you're going to be competitive all the time and that your products will sell consistently. I'll tell you something crazy. If you have at least 25 items in your Amazon catalog, there's a pretty damn good chance you're already selling over $1 million. And this is because Amazon actually gives us this data, and I pulled it with Smart Scout, that shows us that 41% of Amazon sellers that have at least 25 products in their catalog sell over $1 million, which is crazy. Now, here's another crazy stat. 80% of people that open up an Amazon seller account never even sell $1 because they don't know how to start. And that's where we can help. The timeline is realistic. Month 1 is setting up and learning. Month 2 is really just taking a few practice shots, making a few sample purchases. And really, when you start getting into month 3, you're learning how to source live products and you're mastering the process. Month 5 and 6, that's when you start seeing real revenue. And if you're doing this right, you're just gonna keep doing it. This isn't a get-rich-quick scheme. It's building an actual business that compounds. It takes around 6 to 8 months to build yourself up to around $10,000 to $15,000 in profit per month, which is actually really good. So remember, if you're a professional with working capital to deploy and you want to build something that scales beyond your personal hours, Amazon Wholesale is one of the most proven business models out there. It's not sexy, it's not viral content, but it's a real business. Look, I understand this is a lot for you to process on your own, the product research, the supplier negotiations, understanding Amazon's platform, and there's a learning curve. for sure. If you're a business owner or professional who wants a clear system to launch this the right way without wasting months trying to figure it out, that's exactly what I help with. I've worked with professionals who went from zero Amazon experience to consistent 5-figure monthly revenue in under 6 months. We teach you how to handle the strategy. We show you how to do the product research and give you the right framework so that you can do it correctly. We teach you how to do the supplier outreach and practice with you. We even give you supplier objection handling scripts and templates. We help you implement the operational systems. So if you show up with capital and decision making, we give you the roadmap. If that sounds interesting to you, check out the first link in the description below so you can book a call, and we'll see if this makes sense for where you're at today. But hey, even if you don't work with me, I've linked a free guide below breaking down the essential metrics you need to evaluate any wholesale product opportunity. It's the same framework I use to analyze deals. Grab it, study it, and let me know what products you're considering in the comments. If this was helpful, subscribe to the channel. I'm breaking down real business models that work for professionals every week. Not hype, not shortcuts, actual business strategy. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.